okay if you gotta like drop something off until you finish.
But I be feeling like it's not okay because I don't want to deprive myself of something else that I really do enjoy.
But I'm like, don't think of it as like deprivation.
It
like
feels
it really
like
just is a pause.
No, I have to do it all.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Girl
Bare minimum.
BG.
Bare minimum.
So we're about a quarter of the way.
Oh, we jumping right into it.
Oh.
She said, look, we got to start talking about whatever the fuck we talking about today.
I'll just look the way these storage is working on these phones. And
that is true. I don't know if y'all know. Shout out to me real quick. Because our phones be cutting out so bad, so much when we be doing these recordings because we don't got camera money. Yeah. This Black Girl bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
And we got bare minimum funds to work with. So we be using our phones, and I know me personally, I use my phone a lot.
Yeah.
And storage be an issue. You don't use your phone as much as me. But yours has cut out before too, though.
I do. I don't use it for like social media and like photos and
right.
Like, yeah.
And sometimes I'll just be at my house and I'll just record a video just cause like, and not even for nothing. Like sometimes I'll just be talking.
Yeah,
I gotta talk to somebody. I gotta talk to the phone. Talk to myself. But anyway, to jump into our conversation for today, you can lead us. Lead us into it. I've been trying to ease in.
I mean, we don't have to jump right in. We can.
No, but then the phones is probably gonna cut out. You right. And we're gonna veer off and do whatever anyway.
We're gonna segue into something else and like the conversation will jump.
At least we got a topic though. Well, kind of.
Kind of.
But the last one we had absolutely nothing the last time, which I think these episodes will come out to episode 2 and 3 should come out closer to each other because at this point episode 2 was irrelevant. It was supposed to come out at the end of February. We're filming this mid-March.
Life.
Right. But I'm done cutting in. Go ahead, girl.
We're about a quarter of the way into the new year. Into the year. I guess it's not new at this point.
Year almost over. That's how it feels.
So we're doing a little bit of a first quarter check-in, see where we are with our goals for 2026. I don't think we had the most solid of goals, but we had ideas of things that we wanted to improve upon, goals for this year. So how do you feel like you're doing with the year? And
well, here's what I'll say, because I think I had even less goals than you. And I don't know why. Like normally at the end of each year I'll do this whole like, I'm a big journaler. And so I'll do this whole like list of ways that I'm like bettering myself, or like kind of instead of a vision board, I'll have like some type of vision list.
Yeah.
I remember one year, because I had saw on TikTok that people were like, oh, to get your goals done for the year, try a bingo card. Did you ever do that?
No.
And I felt like that was too much prep work. So that's why.
It does seem like a cute idea, but yeah, it does seem like a lot in the beginning, and I feel like I would lose interest before I actually end up filling up the card.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I do like, though, like the feeling of crossing something off. I think if I were to confine everything that I want to do into just a bingo card, I don't know if I would have enough squares.
True.
It would have to be bingo, 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 bingo. Like, it would have to be long as hell.
Right, yeah.
Because there's too much stuff. So, but I feel like when it comes to the list of things that I planned, and I'm doing air quotes for people who aren't watching this, that I planned for the year, again, I did not really plan. But I have a list that I do every week, and it's like a life dump list.
Yeah.
Which is probably over excessive. Real quick tangent before I get to the answer. Do you consider yourself more of a type A person or a type B?
I think I'm closer to type A.
And I feel like, isn't there technically a type C?
I think so, but I do not remember what type C be on.
I think we like talked about this at one, like I remember there was a one night that we all went out and I was like, I'm going to be type B tonight. I'm not saying nothing.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And y'all were like, shit was falling apart. Because y'all were like, okay, should we park here? And I was like, I will not be giving my input. What about this? That's the same day that we, I think, got a parking ticket and didn't know where to eat. And we didn't get good food.
I don't remember getting a parking ticket.
We got a parking ticket somewhere in the city once
Did
last
we drive
year.
Separate?
No, I think we did. We went down to the peninsula, I think. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then
I think I was okay. I feel like I remember getting a parking ticket.
stop, you gonna make me have to
Oops.
what's it called, people again?
I'm sorry.
Last episode was so much redaction. I was struggling to edit. Somebody got a parking. Oh, so that is what it is. She got a parking ticket, and we all had to pay her because we jumped to her car to go somewhere because the first plans wasn't working.
I think y'all had.
You weren't in the car for that?
I drove myself separate.
But you didn't come
I think
eat?
y'all did something after.
Oh.
I remember us eating at that little pub.
And that's what I'm saying.
Then I think I left. I think we did bar, pub.
See, we shouldn't have been in that pub either. But I was on my type B.
But I think I left after that, and I think y'all kept going.
Okay.
But yeah.
But you would say I'm very strictly type A, though, right? Like, it's like not a question.
I think.
Do you remember? You don't remember the types.
No. I think yeah. I think Nellyn is type A. I think Denise.
She's a figment of my imagination at this point. Denise is my alter ego from college.
Yeah. Denise knew how to let her hair down.
I know.
Yeah.
You barely knew her ass.
Right.
She was a little bit too much. But I don't even think she was type B. Because type B is a person like Tyler who like, you know, just along for the ride. You know, I don't got planned nothing out. I'm
like,
not worried
she's
about.
cool with like seeing where the night takes her. You know what
Right.
I mean? Yeah, I can't relate.
So all this to say, I do wish sometimes that I could have like a type B mindset where I wasn't like overtly planning every single detail of my life.
Mm-hmm.
However, though, I feel like if I don't overtly plan, nothing will get done at all. And so I've been doing lists for years. Like over the years, my lists have been kind of out of control. Like I'm not at the point where I used to be like, my list used to be wake up, brush teeth, do this, shower. So because I like wouldn't even do like the basic functions of life.
Yeah.
Those things aren't on it as much, especially because now I have a lot more responsibilities than just making sure I'm dressed and going to class. But my responsibilities now it's just a lot of them. So I do need to visualize them. Yeah. All that to say, coming back to the question, I think the reason why I feel slightly underproductive, I didn't even say that yet. I feel slightly underproductive. But the reason why I feel slightly underproductive for this first quarter of the year, I think has to do with the fact that I didn't write down higher level goals. I have my brain dump of life things that I need to do.
Yeah.
But not higher level goals. Because I feel like last year, I had like a theme and everything. It was like, I didn't really follow the theme. But the theme was like romanticization.
Yeah.
And I was trying to romanticize like the small things in life. And I think I was like going to prioritize more solo dates and things like that.
Yeah.
I think I might have done more solo dates this year. Well, at the end of the year, I was doing it.
Right. Yeah.
It took a minute for me to get there. And I think at the end of the year, I got more comfortable with doing things alone by myself.
Yeah.
So that was a 5-minute way to answer the question of, I don't know if there's a goal I've really accomplished this year because I don't know if I really set a good enough goal.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to have like accomplished it because we are only a quarter of the way through.
Okay, yeah.
But is there anything? Do you have new goals for yourself since January? Because I feel like a lot of mine I didn't even really set and make concrete until maybe halfway into February. But
so,
like,
do you want to touch on yours more first because you have more concrete things, even if you don't go into full details? Because you know you be. Your book be like, you're not a closed book, but you
I'm not
be
a
like,
closed book. I'll
you divulge a chapter.
Right, because I'm not exactly an open book either.
Right.
No, but I ironically, like, a lot of my goals for this year are kind of like book related.
Okay, yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, I do feel like now that I'm like post grad school, I'm enjoying reading for fun again. So that's been nice to explore. I've been trying to get myself to like delve into different genres. I'm like getting back into reading for fun. So like my comfort zone, like a lot of people, is like mushy romance novels, which part of me reading for fun is also like getting myself to not feel some type of way about not, reading books that are going to like obviously develop my intellect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate a 48 Laws of Power ass bitch.
Yeah. I do like mushy romances, and especially out, like after coming home from like real life and everything, sometimes I need a little like, just like, oh, this is just cutesy. I can like turn my brain off or like down a little bit, you know what I mean? And just like be in the book. Sometimes I need that. So yeah. But I've been challenging myself to like delve into some other genres. I want to read at least one nonfiction book each month.
Have you kept to that?
Yeah, so far so good. I have not read one for March yet. But I have some on my list, and depending on when this comes out, I don't know how relevant that is. But but check January, we had All About Love. February, I think I read the Awakened Mind, which was like talking about the intersection between like neuroscience and spirituality and that kind of thing. So it was really interesting. But yeah, so one nonfiction book a month. And see, these are where my goals get like a little bit less firm. I want to incorporate like a classic maybe once a quarter. I've been less strict about that. Thrillers, just things that are outside of my comfort genre. And even in the realm of romance, like I've been reading some dark romance, some dark romantic comedies, some contemporary, some historical. So like even within the umbrella of romance, there's like a lot of different sector romanticy. But yeah, so outside of literary goals, I definitely think I've been less firm. Like I have some career goals. I want to get promoted.
And you will. We're
you.
speaking it into existence.
You. I will. I better. Yeah. Goals in like my marriage. So we want to do at least one intentionally planned date per month, which saying it out loud doesn't sound like a lot, but with our schedules and the way life's, it's nice to know that we're being intentional and making sure that we've like planned out one thing, not like a spontaneous or like a spontaneity makes my skin crawl sometimes.
And that's where we're low-key on the same page.
Yeah. But at least once a month, we've carved out time in both of our schedules to plan a date.
Have you done it for January and February?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
On the spontaneity thing real quick, I think where we differ on that is that I have aspirations to be spontaneous.
I do not. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'm like, I must, like, sometimes I think I'm not fully living my life to its fullest potential because I'm not open to spontaneity or spontaneous outings. But I don't know that I'm set in my way. I feel like I can't be set in my ways because I'm not where I want to be when it comes to communities that I'm involved in, friendships that I have, and potential romantic partners. So I think that's where I'm like, I must be more spontaneous because but then there is argument for you might find somebody in your routine or find a group of people during your routine, but I don't necessarily have like a straight up routine either. And this is where we get into like, I have my weekly reset where I plan, like I used to plan I need to get back to doing my meal plans because that was when a girl was snatched. But I showed you one of my meals from last year, and that shit did not look good.
Girl, that rabbit food.
It was healthy though, and the bitch was. But I also have thought about. I forgot that the past 2 years, I think I did plan my life out quarterly. And I had different things that, like, I'm just remembering it just now. I had different goals per quarter. And this came from a previous therapist I had. And so for like the first quarter of the year, instead of saying like, I'm going to work on academics, I'm going to work on dating and friendship and love and all of the whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, the first quarter of this year is for me getting my routine together, getting my vitamins, all of those types of things. Low key, and I don't want to say that that's where I went wrong, because I don't want to say that I went wrong.
Right.
Life is not something that you can do wrong. It's just something that you do and you learn from.
Yeah.
But I do think that these first 4, what is a quarter in a year? 4 months or 3?
3.
It is 3. And I don't know why that be fucking me up.
No, but I get it.
Like, I be wanting to be 4. It's because...
But it's 4 quarters.
It's
right?
the same thing with the clock issue that the kids be having. These kids can't read that analog clock. Now, did you have a little clock growing up? You had the, your parents they gave you the little hand and you could tell the time and they would... You didn't have that?
No.
It was like a way to learn the analog clock, and it was like a little yellow thing, and you had the minute hand and the hour hand, and you moved it.
I mean, that's cute. I remember that lady with them legs.
Oh, you talking about on the house?
What?
That show. Didn't it have something to do with a house, a little big house or something? Big,
was that? I just remember her tight because I wanted those tights when I was a kid. I just remember her in them legs.
Okay. I don't think I watched that as much. Was it Zoom?
Okay. I think it was
one of them type of shows.
It was a Zoom type.
Yeah. But I think, and I don't know if I necessarily all them sesses. I don't know if I necessarily feel like I need to go back to doing the quarters, but I do think at the start of this year, my whole thing, I think, might have been me wanting to be more spontaneous and not feeling like my life is so rigid.
Yeah.
Because even when it comes to like meal plans, I had told my mom, I've been saying for so many years, like, this is going to be the last year where I'm so hyper focused on my weight and my weight loss and the diet and exercise and stuff. I don't know if that's ever going to be a realistic thing, especially now that we're older anyway. But I think it has always been something that's been like at the front of my mind since like middle school. And so there is like some fatigue there. And I think that's what I came, because normally that's always one of the top priorities is something about weight loss. And my weight goes up and down and fluctuates. And there are times that I am more disciplined with diet and exercise, but I feel like it's keeping me into this rigid routine. So I have been living in Baltimore City for, I think, 3 years. I think it was like
maybe longer, but
about there. Yeah, but about that though.
Yeah.
And I feel like the area that I live in is an area where there's so many eateries, there's so many like little fun things, to little cafes and shops and new drinks to try, new foods to try. And I do feel a little bit of remorse for the fact that I feel like I haven't been able to engage in that as much as I would have liked to, because I have been so hyper vigilant about being on this weight loss journey. Because I was out with Tyler last night, and she was like, we went to some place that I never heard of, or I heard of it, but we never went. So we finally went. And I was talking to my nail tech yesterday too, and she was like, how have you not been here? And how have you not been here?
Yeah. And
I was talking to Tyler about it, and she was like, yeah, you've been living here for a minute. Like, you should have been like, going to some of these places. There's a little bit of a privilege to just be able to go into any place, pick up something, and not think this is something that doesn't sit well with my stomach. This is something that makes my PCOS flare up. This is like, those types of things have been like, I've had to think about that. So even when I do try new places, I'm like getting the same type of food, or I'm like trying a salad. And then when I try something new that may be like fattening or a fat type of food, then I'm like feel remorseful about it because it's like set me back. So I wanted to go into this year, since I was like, it's my last time year in the city. We don't know if forever, but at least for now. I was like, I'm gonna go this year, eat what I want, I'm gonna do what I want, but I'm gonna still try to like be active and do this, that, and the third. And that is proving to be difficult to do without like a plan for that. So weight goals is always a thing, and that's something that I feel like this year I've been slacking on. Now, were you about to say something?
Yeah.
Now this year, last year I used, I'm not gonna lie, like I low-key used Lent to like kickstart some of those like goals, and I think that this messed me up too, because I was listening to a sermon and my pastor was like, you know, it's good that y'all be cutting out sugar and y'all be doing this and that, but like you got to remember that Lent is not necessarily supposed to be for you to just do your fad diets.
So as a non-religious person, what is the premise behind Lent? Is it just the sacrificial like element, like giving things up?
So as a non-practicing Catholicist, I'm not, it's more rigid in Catholicism.
Okay.
I'm not Catholic.
Okay.
We have never did Lent growing up. We never did it growing up.
Yeah.
Our church, the church that I grew up in, they would talk about fasting and doing different things, but it's not something that in my family's household. And I think low key, they were just like, we gonna eat. I think that's low key what it was. Like whenever they talked about fasting, we need 50 families to fast. They used to do that growing up. We used to be sitting there. But I do think, and so the reason why I'm prefacing with that is because I don't have a lot of the theology behind it.
Okay.
It has to do with the time between Ash Wednesday and Easter, which has to do with, in Catholic practices, like discipline is one thing. Sacrifice is another thing. I think those are two of the main pillars that practicing Catholics are trying to follow to be more like God, to live in his likeness, to strive to be like even a sliver of the person that God was. Well, that Jesus was, that God is, you gotta say things a certain way. Yeah. I will say my first year practicing Lent, I practiced Lent because I'm like, I'm going to use this to hit my goals. I'm not going to lie. So that was my first. I feel like last year I was very, very vigilant about proving that I could be disciplined in my lifestyle and disciplined in how much I talked to God and meditated with God. So I do think that is another huge part of it. That's what I know. I don't have a lot of like the full, like what are the actual pillars, blah, 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 because I've never practiced it in that manner. But so when my pastor this year was like, you should be focusing more on cutting things out that are straying you away from God rather than just trying to practice fad diets, I was like, oh, so maybe I need to think more about the types of things that I'm giving up for Lent. Yeah. So there was a time that I like fasted from music. You know I love music. And I listen to it like at all times of the day when I wake up, go to bed, or driving. I've like secular and non-secular music because it was a way for me to take something out of my life that I sometimes rely on and almost to a fault, instead of relying on God, relying on his word, and relying on my inner self to follow his word and be a better person. So I think that's kind of like weaved into it as well. Yeah. But I feel like my Lent goals was kind of fake this year though. So and I can go into it real quick. One of them, some of the stuff is some vices that I'm not telling people the vices I have. just know that I basically broke everything on Lent this year. Last year I was really on it because I had cut out sweets and like sugary drinks. I think that was basically what I did. And I like dropped pounds quick, like excess sugar. I think it was something else too. Low and alcohol, all forms of alcohol. This year I cut out hard liquor, but still drinking wines and champagne. But here's the thing. The point of cutting out hard liquor is not to get drunk off wine, to know. And I like forgot in the first week, and I went to a friend's birthday thing, and they were like, "Oh, we're doing shots as soon as you walk through the door. Everybody grab a shot." I didn't realize that was the devil. I was like, "Oh, okay, shot, pow." This was probably like 2 days into Lent.
Didn't know.
I know. Now that one was the first break, and I like repented.
Oh my God.
And I prayed, and I was like looking up on Google, what to do if you break Lent. Now, obviously, it's like, God not going to strike you down necessarily right then and there.
I don't know.
I mean, we all going to get struck down one way or another at some point. But I tried not to make a joke out of it, but like, I make a joke out of everything. But I really did feel bad about that, and that was an intentional thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think you can pray about it.
Yeah. The other thing, and I haven't been as strong in prayer this year. The other thing was I was cutting out fast food and like takeout. I was allowing myself, because I have a busy schedule. February, I don't know. I was just eating out. It was out of control.
Yeah.
But so sometimes I was eating out when I really didn't need to, and I should have just went to the grocery store. So I was like, I'm cutting that out, but I will go to a restaurant and sit down. Like if somebody's having an event, I'm going to eat at the event, or I will go out and eat, and just like, at least I'm more conscious of the food that I'm putting in my mouth. I'm not just like scarfing down food and watching TV.
Yeah.
That's gone.
I'm sorry.
I think it was like I literally didn't have time one day. Like I hadn't eaten.
Yeah.
And so I like got Chick-fil-A. Now, did I have to get Chick-fil-A again the next day? No. Now, did I have to get Burger King yesterday? No. But we've come this far at this point. It's like, whatever. So that's goal number 2 broke. And I don't even remember. The other one that I broke.
Yep.
And I think that there was something else that I was doing too, but at this point, I'm like, doesn't even matter, Lord.
Oh, no.
But I feel a little bit of guilt about that, and I just need to repent and pray, and maybe have a better idea of why I'm really wanted to do Lent. Because I feel like last year, and it might be because I've been talking for a minute, so I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It might be because I did have these quarterly goals.
Yeah.
And last year, my quarterly goal at the beginning of the year, a big part of it was spirituality and religion, because it was all about internal stuff to start me off on the right foot. And that Lent started around that time, and I did have prayer about like finding ways to show discipline in the choices that I make each day, so that I can be more disciplined in how I just move throughout life, and that I could show up as a better human being in how I speak to people. I did do like proactive prayer with that last year. This year I was like, oh, I gotta do something for Lent. Maybe I'll just do these things. So I was not intentional.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that there's still a little bit more time before Easter.
Yeah.
I think I just need to revamp what I'm going to do, and really need to pray on it and like figure out what makes sense for me and my relationship with God.
Right. I mean, you can do stuff outside of the Lent time frame,
and that's
right?
another thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially, I think, because in my denomination of Christianity that I follow, there's no restrictions on when you can fast or what you can fast. Or
I'm like, you're not even Catholic.
I'm not, and I'm over here like
I'm running out of time.
I know. So it's like, and that's another thing I do to myself. I like put these time limits and these pressures on myself. I do think
sometimes you like try to like mentally raise the stakes for yourself. And, it's just sometimes give yourself some grace.
And I'm really trying to, and I think because at this point last year, and that's why I'm like, it's problematic to like putting my religion and my weight loss goals together. Because then I'm looking at myself like, this time last year I had already lost this many pounds, or I had already did this, or I like,
right.
So that's that. But so you've talked about one goal that's working for you, and I've talked about, I think, 2 goals that haven't worked for me. Is there another one that you want to talk? Because I've been taking a lot of the time up.
Honestly, though, I liked learning more about Lent, and like I feel like coming from like a not religious head space, I guess, like it is interesting to hear about how your spiritual goals have connected to some of your other life goals and things.
And I think it's important that, like, because your body is a machine. Mind, body, and spirit all have to be working and talking together. However, the way that they work and talk together can potentially be something that is divisive. And I think if I don't even know exactly how I'm trying to say this, because the fact that, like, it's like they live separately, but they should come together so that you're all one, like, well-rounded human being.
Yeah.
But I feel like I put down one to uplift the other, and I don't know. It's like my balance.
It is hard to find a balance in especially I feel like we both kind of struggle with focusing on things without like hyper fixating on things.
Shout out to the ADHD. Well, I don't know if you're diagnosed.
Girl,
I'm undiagnosed.
I don't know what the fuck, but
I do think we're both, like, we fit the mold. I think for women ADHD, we got it.
Yeah.
Because even I didn't ask when I was going to therapy, I didn't ask her for like a test or nothing. But she would often be like, well, because you exhibit the emotions that align with, instead of just being like, because we don't have it diagnosed. But
that's it. And I will look up to, so I told you how a lot of my goals are like literary. One of the things that I found myself pretty like maybe like halfway into January at risk of falling into was like a reading slump, which I feel like is normal, especially when you read something that's like life altering or mind altering, whatever, you know, the reading stuff afterwards that maybe isn't so similar or just isn't as good, you could fall out of, you know, your love of reading altogether, or just move away from reading for an extended period of time. And I'm like, I wanted to stick to my goals and I wanted to keep reading because I've been enjoying it. One of the tips that I saw on TikTok or whatever was like having like a rotation of books rather than forcing yourself to stick with one at a time. You know what I mean? So like I keep like 3 different books that maybe are 3 different genres or like 3 different vibes. So that when I start to get a little sick of one or I feel like I need a break from it, I can dive into the other, or like, you know, but I keep like a rotation of 3 that are slightly different. And it's really been like keeping me reading, keeping me interested in reading and like things like that.
Yeah, I've definitely fallen into the reading slump before. I feel like I've gone like a full year without reading, maybe years. I do think that I'm like relatively consistent with reading right now, like not as much as you, but I think my graduate school readings are like getting in the way of like the fun reading sometimes. But also, and I can't believe I'm about to divulge this information, but tell me if I'm crazy and if this is just like because of the ADHD.
I'm scared. I don't know what you're about to say.
I don't know. It might not sound that crazy to you. Okay. I told you I love my list. I don't let myself read a chapter until I've crossed something off my list. So I'll cross something off my list. Okay, I can read a chapter now. Cross something else off. Read. Cross. Read.
Why?
And I alternate between reading fun and grad school reading. Because I have to do my priorities, but I have to work in fun as well.
Okay.
But I
get what you're...
I'm kind of hyper anal with the list.
Yeah.
And I am like...
Also like the back and forth. I would just rather like knock out one. You know what I mean? Like knock out the grad school reading and then You know what I mean? Because isn't it frustrating especially if you getting into the thick of a good book?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you got to stop and do like responsible things. Like,
I mean, if I don't, then I'll just be reading the book the whole time.
But that's why I'm like, maybe just knock out the responsible thing first, and then your treat is the book.
Them readings take too long. And I take literature courses as well. Yeah. So it's like I'm not saying I do a listen read the whole book. I do a listen read a chapter.
Yeah, sometimes that's hard though.
It is. And sometimes it's not very fun. Yeah. And sometimes I don't always finish what I need to finish for my class and then I'm struggling the day of to jam everything in, and I work full time.
Yeah.
And I got dry down there.
Girl, it's a lot. Honestly, I feel like you need to continue on this giving yourself grace period until grad school's over. All bets are off during grad school. Honestly, all these goals, it's nice to have goals, don't get me wrong. Grad school is hard. It's hard. It takes up so much of your mental capacity, so much of your time that you may be just sleeping or relaxing or doing anything. It's hard to have a life and have hobbies and have other responsibilities while also doing grad school.
But I think I am doing a good job juggling.
Yeah, but just I
am just do you remember that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob was the mama and Patrick was the daddy? And SpongeBob was in there cooking and he was changing the diapers, and sometimes I do feel that because I'm juggling 10 million things at once.
Yeah.
And then because I still go out with people.
That's
and
what
I still
I'm
plan
saying.
events.
But
it's
okay if you gotta drop something off until you finish.
But I be feeling it's not okay because I don't want to deprive myself of something else that I really do enjoy.
But I'm don't think of it as deprivation.
It feels
it really just is a pause.
No, I have to do it all. No, I think I don't know. I feel I'm trying to find the balance.
I'm just saying it's hard. I think you're maybe downplaying how much of your life grad school really takes up.
I think I am, but I'm almost done, and then I have the independent study.
Yeah.
Which is also going to, and I do think I've been slacking on the actual research component of. But then and then I'm also trying to maintain the graduate school relationships.
Right. It's a lot.
Look, at the end of the day, I started the year not on quarters, and so I think I just got to steamroll through this year and just see what the hell happens at the end of
Don't
it.
burn yourself out. And if you have to pause on certain activities, certain hobbies, certain, and honestly, you have the type of friends that will understand if, hey, I can't be as social as I usually am right now because it's just a lot going on. It's okay to push pause on something.
But I don't think you're getting me. What I used to do was push pause on reading, those types of things. Yeah. Self-care. But something gotta give and something gotta go.
You need the self-care though, because that's gonna help you recover to be able to deal with grad school.
Okay, so here's another aspect of my list. Mm-hmm. My list is split into 3 categories of the types of things that I do. Mm-hmm. We have professional. The subcategories of professional have to do with my job, have to do with the freelance that I don't even really do that much / volunteer, which don't really be happening, and have to do with school. Okay. Then we have intrinsic value. I'm telling all my life secrets. The intrinsic value has to do with the podcast. Has to do with self-care. These are 3 subcategories: podcast, self-care, and then planning / trip travel, because that's low-key fun for me.
Yeah.
And then the third one is just life. So life is the brain dump of everything that just needs to be done. Now, I will say for this week, there were about 60 things listed under life. Now, I know that I'm not going to get to them. That's not an issue. That used to be an issue with my list. I used to be if I don't complete everything this week, it all goes to shit. I have grown, but there are so many things that I have going on that I don't want to give none of them a 3-month break. I can't. Because I feel like I will feel unfulfilled.
That's where I'm saying, that's really what I'm saying when I'm saying give yourself grace. Because you shouldn't feel unfulfilled.
But I want to do all of the intrinsic
And
stuff.
you still can. It's just you're pausing it for a little bit so that you don't burn yourself out.
I will say, when I went out last night, I kind of was like, I don't want to go out ever again. Even though it was a cool night, but when I got in, I was like, niggas not about to see me. But it is about to be summer, and that's why it was good last year that I forgot about that quarterly thing. I gotta implement that, because that shit had me, I don't want to say it had me right, but like, I do think I was like, girl, I don't know. Enough about me. My literature goal, I did have a goal to read 25 books this year. We'll see if I get there.
Yeah.
I think I'm at like 3.5.
I've had to like up mine a couple times.
Yeah, because your goal was fake. I saw your goal on Goodreads. It was on 10, and you knew damn well you read 10 in 1 month.
Well, because I didn't know that my like love for reading was gonna take off like it did.
And that's good that it did.
Yeah, and it's really been helping me just kind of turn off the rest of the world when I come home, and I really just need to like, you know. Mm-hmm. But I think I might try to go for 100. I know
you could do it.
I don't know.
No, you could do it.
Especially this month. This month has been hard, but I might.
You don't have as many like stuff that you like have to do outside of like, and by half that is in quotes because technically I don't have to do, but no, like
but I get what you're saying though. But I paused a lot, everything, and some shit I just literally dumped off. But
right,
yeah, especially after last year, like with planning a wedding and grad school and work, and
you deserve some time to just, you know,
right. But it was like stuff had to give. Like I would have lost my mind. Yeah, so I'm like, some of it I picked back up this year. Some other things I picked up that I hadn't picked up in years, like reading. But you know, it's just you gotta take care of yourself.
I know, and then I'm trying to incorporate spontaneity.
Fucks spontaneity.
We're not gonna go into this whole whatever feelings I feel about whatever I feel anyway.
Girl, what?
And that was aloof on purpose. But we don't need to go into that because we talk about that enough for me anyway. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I do think that would freaking help if somebody could help me with some shit, you know? Yeah. And that's why I said sometimes I'll just be talking. If I had somebody to just talk to, that would also feel like a weight off my shoulders. It can't always be my mama. Well, other things. What was it? Oh, I was going to say something about that though. But that's why I want to be spontaneous. Because how do you get to know new people without being spontaneous? You don't.
I don't know that spontaneity is necessarily the answer. I think it's okay to go out with a plan, but to also not necessarily freak out when things in life inevitably throw, you know, a monkey wrench into your plans. You know what I mean? Like accepting that you realistically don't have control over every aspect of your life. You know what I mean?
Right, and I do accept that.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't think you necessarily have to be spontaneous. Like you can be prepared for different situations and like go out with something in mind, an idea in mind of how you want the night to go, and then being okay if it veers off that track.
I feel like I do that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying I don't consider that spontaneity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, if somebody just hit me up and be like, drinks tonight, 5.
No.
See?
For me. For me. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And I mean, maybe being open to it, but also being honest. If it's a night where you really need rest and you are just not in that headspace where you want to be social or you want to go out and like, you know, whatever, then also saying no and being okay with that.
Ooh. And then I'm just thinking about stuff. I'm just saying I also got a network. I will be happy. At least I did get rid of that one thing off my plate, that professional organization. That was one thing that I said no to for this year. And they was like, and it didn't had nothing to do with my job no
That's
more.
what I'm saying. You wanted to say no last year.
I did. And I should have said, well, I was going to say, who knows? Life would have been different if I said no last year. But it probably wouldn't have made, because I basically said no in my actions last year. Well, okay. Well, then looking forward to the other 3 quarters to come through the year. How do you feel? What are you continuing with? What are you adding on? I know you already said you want to try to do the 100-book goal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make that an official goal. Because I think for fear of not hitting it, I haven't, said that out loud yet.
Yeah, we got to say it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to try to hit 100 books this year. Come back to me on the rest.
Okay. And another thing too for me is that I also am very media obsessed.
Yeah.
And that takes up time. And I'm not even I don't think I'm I do really like social media, but I'm not
you don't live by the sword, die by the, or what is it? Live by the pen, die by the, what is that saying?
Girl, I don't know.
Live by the press, die by the press. Is that it?
I don't know. I've never heard none of that. But whatever that is, I'm not that.
Right.
But I do feel like I am a little bit of a cinephile. I said it around my parents and they were like, what?
No, because I don't like that saying either. But I know what you're saying.
But they were all like that. No, why would you call yourself
right?
That?
No, I get it.
Regardless, what I'm trying to say is I am also very obsessed with these movies and these shows. I must watch those as well. And I have to weave that in some way, somehow. So, but it's bringing me joy, though. And that's the thing.
That is good. That's
the
good.
thing.
Yeah.
So, right now, quick plug for Paradise. Mm-hmm. I feel like everybody and their mama need to be watching Paradise.
Okay.
It's Sterling K. Brown. Did you look up what he looked like?
I did. That was what I was supposed to be looking up.
Let me show you real quick, just
I got
so you can have
distracted and we never circled back.
Yeah, so you can have a reference to that fine man. Now he is happily married to a black woman.
Okay.
And I love that.
Oh.
I almost typed up Sterling Knight. Who is that? Is that Chad Dillon Cooper? Okay. Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, I said, is that the one with the eyes?
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
You making it seem like he's Forrest Whitaker.
No, no, but he's got very intense eyes.
Okay. He does
It's like
have
if you were
intense
trying to
eyes.
describe Kerry Washington, I was like, oh yeah, the lady with the teeth.
But that's different, though.
It's really not.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody call Sterling K. Brown the guy with the eyes.
Well, they will now.
Oh, who the 10 people that say no? Let me not downplay it.
No,
And we be getting views.
I do know him though.
I was gonna say shout out to the girl we met at BirdCon.
Oh yeah, she was so sweet.
Oh, we love you.
Yeah, thanks.
Continuing.
Yeah, but I know him.
Okay. Yes. So I was obsessed with This Is Us, and I get obsessed regardless.
Yeah.
That's that ADHD. I don't know why I said it like that. But I get obsessed regardless. So This Is Us was my introduction to him. And the creator of This Is Us is the same creator of Paradise.
You've seen him in other things.
I'm talking about Dan Fogelman, though.
Oh, okay.
No, This Is Us was my introduction to Sterling K. Brown, yes. This Is Us came out a minute ago,
No, but he's been in so much.
Since
even just
then.
random show. Okay,
Since then.
No, I'm saying even before then.
This Is Us came out 10 years ago, I think.
He's been in Supernatural. He's been in
Never watched it. I didn't watch nothing on the CW. After they got my niggas out of there, they started kicking off every black show. And I
wasn't. I don't remember seeing him on a black CW function, so maybe that's why. But he's been in several shows. But okay,
the last CW thing I saw was The Game.
Was that even CW?
Yes, because remember it was UPN at first, because UPN was Nigga Network.
Yes.
And then
did it go to CW before BET?
And I'm getting pissed all over again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, just my childhood. Yes, it went to CW before.
CW went through some changes.
Okay, so it was UPN, And UPN had like girlfriends on there.
They had America's Next Top Model, right?
Yes. Was it UPN or CW? I think they stayed through the switch though.
Okay.
Through the transition. But there was the writer strike of like the early 2000s. And it seemed like after the writer strike, like they was able to still keep Will and Grace in them. But no, Girlfriends got to get the fact. But you know, the game is technically a spinoff of Girlfriends.
I did not know that.
If you watch Girlfriends, there's an episode near like the end of the series where Melanie is like Joan's cousin or something.
Okay.
And she's like canonically playing Melanie. And she comes in there and is talking about her man in the NFL, blase, blase.
Yeah.
And then soon after, the game dropped.
Okay.
But the game was on CW first, and this game, I think, was always better on the CW than BET. I don't even remember BET except when they brought in Chardonnay.
Okay.
That was Brandy.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing now, they just named her another liquor.
I didn't make that connection ever.
But that was like CW. That's not what we talking about.
Right.
That's all I know about Sterling K. Brown. I didn't know him. I didn't even know he was back.
He was Gordon on Supernatural for years.
The only Gordon I know is Ramsey.
Oh. No, Gordon was crazy.
Yeah, I know nothing about that. What was that about? Just like superhero people?
No.
Because I didn't watch Gossip Girl.
Very different.
But that was also on CW, wasn't it?
Yeah, CW has had a little bit of everything. Because they weren't like genre particular.
I didn't know Pim Badgley till you. That's what I'm saying. These people meant nothing to me until like anybody that got their start on anything CW and they weren't niggas. I don't know them. Well, but they weren't on a nigga show. I don't know them.
Oh my god! No, because that man has quite the career.
Oh, and I'm sure he does. A lot of people have quite the career. And I bet you if I look it up on his IMDb, he was on Law and Order too, just like everybody was.
Everybody's
But Paradise.
Okay.
Do you know anything about it?
Not at all.
Will you ever watch it? Because I don't want to go into it.
Are you like ever in life? Because
Yes.
but I haven't really been watching a lot of shows. I still got to watch Bridgerton.
Yeah, you're wildin'. Because this season of Bridgerton was that one.
I
I really
heard it
feel
was
like it really was that one to me.
I just sometimes I'm like I feel like I need to watch things after the hype. Not that I'm waiting, but
well,
like
the hype is over now, low key.
Nah, not enough.
It's not enough. I'm still getting legs on that on that shit. Every day I'm like thinking somebody maybe interacting with my new shit. Nope. But anyway, so I won't go into it because I do think that the first episode gags you as well. So I can't even really give a premise of what it's about because it's all a gag.
Okay.
But it's a good show. I feel like there's a lot of good TV now. There is an overabundance of TV and movies, and there's just so much content right now that like that also is like,
yeah,
I don't want to say it's a stressor, but it's like,
it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, for someone who really does enjoy that medium. And I want to be up to date with all of it. And then my fate, because, you know, I be watching the niggas on YouTube that were like, here are the 30 things you missed on this episode of.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, damn, now they talking about this show. I got to watch that show too now. So.
Too much.
And then everybody dropping music. Everybody dropping tours, recession indicators. Everybody on tour this year. What's going on? I ain't even listened to that new Bruno.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that either.
Regardless.
No shade to Bruno. I love Bruno, but
no, me too.
I
don't know nothing about it yet.
Yeah.
But I listened to Don Toliver's new thing. J. Cole.
Yeah, I didn't even.
J. Cole back. He is back, actually.
That fake ass retirement.
Yeah, the fake fall off so that he could come back.
Yeah, niggas.
Not niggas. But I think we were going to say for my not second half, but maybe by the time this come out, it might be second half of the year. But for the remainder of the year, maybe I will say that my goal is grace.
Whoa! What was that thing?
Well, I'm okay. Grace and intention.
Yes.
Because I think that is where I feel a little unfulfilled with what I've done this year, because the things that I am doing maybe don't have as much intention behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm trying to do so much that I cannot be intentional about a small group of things, because I'm only have 100% of myself to give, and I can't be given
That's what I'm saying. You be down to your last 20 stressing about not listening to Bruno Mars's album.
my
Like,
last
come
two.
on.
My last two.
Girl.
But I mean, I'm not stressed about it, but and I got bad FOMO.
You gotta let that go.
I'm trying to. No, I'm not.
Right.
I feel like mentally, I'm like, emotionally, I want to try to, but again, like I said, all of the things that I think are legitimately, everything that's on my plate, I think is something that I either really enjoy or things that I think will make me a better person.
Will you enjoy it more if you wait to consume whatever the thing is until you're in a space where you have less on your plate? You know what I mean? Where you can really just...
I think it's hard for me to visualize whether the enjoyment will die down or be sustained. Like, it's hard for me to, like, all my mind knows is that I really like this thing, so I want to consume it now. No, and I'm a work in progress. Maybe I need to go back to the lady.
Maybe.
I don't got time for the lady. I can't put her in the schedule. I've been telling people that she's a break glass lady now, which I do think, because I there are a lot of things, and I am managing so much better than I used to. For real though, Naja.
No, but are you concerned that you will like the thing any less if you wait a week or 2 or 3? Or
I'm concerned that there will be 5 other things that I'm going to want to like, and they're going to continue to get backlogged.
But it's because you're in grad school right now. If the things wait, right? Why are the things all time sensitive?
Because there's bound to be more.
There's always going to be more.
I think we just have a mismatch of philosophies there.
I guess I'm just like, the show will still exist, right? Like, is there a particular thing? I can almost understand wanting to listen to an album before before tickets go on sale for so-and-so's tour, so you can decide if you want to go or something. But like a show, I guess I'm like, what is the concern?
Spoilers. No, my algorithm tells me.
You can't just...
It'd be hard. They be immediately going into... Okay, here's an example. Shout out to the Here's the Thing podcast with Kev on Stage and that chick Angel. I know you don't be consuming podcasts like that.
Yeah.
I do think that you should listen to some of these episodes. Are actually they're funny as fuck to me.
Okay.
Do you like Kev on Stage?
Yeah.
Do you know that chick Angel?
No, I don't.
She did the give me one margarita up above my head.
Okay, I know that.
That happened on that podcast.
Okay.
Right. They're funny and wholesome. Mm-hmm. And I really do enjoy them. Angel is also an actress, and she was on an episode of Paradise.
Okay.
Literally just living my life driving like it's golden. And they were like, Paradise, spoiler alert, blah, 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 blah. But they didn't even give enough time.
Okay.
Because I continue to consume, and I feel like the way that I consume podcasts is only when I'm driving on my long commutes, and I feel like that is a helpful way that's not taking up any extra time of my life of consuming that medium.
Okay.
But it's see how that got in the way of another thing that I couldn't wait on?
Right. Because I'm like, but you're also saying when new music drops, you got to listen to that. And then the new, it is a lot.
I'm a juggler.
Okay.
No, I know it's a lot, and I think that there are things that I have sacrificed. It's just a lot of things that I still do.
Okay.
That's why I said we just gonna agree to disagree. There's a philosophical.
I'm not saying
dissonance.
You're not a juggler, but you're also human.
I am, and I don't think I'm on the verge of crash out. I don't.
Okay.
I think I'm on the verge of crash in. There's not enough. Let's bring more. So no, I'm playing. But yeah, I think I just continue. I'd keep myself busy, and when I need breaks, I try to schedule them in. And that's where I'm like, spontaneity.
When's your
like,
next break?
Was supposed to be next week, but then we got to.
Right.
No, but that is going to be a break for me. We're just doing one thing on that Saturday. I love my parents too, and I love going over there. But sometimes it's a lot to try to like go back and forth.
It's all a lot.
Yeah. It's all, and then it's the 2-hour commute to be taking up my day. And it'd be really only be an hour earlier in the day, but coming home be like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I mean, you only get 24 of them.
But I'm done with
less than that because you gotta sleep. But yeah.
But I'm basically done with. I will be happy when grad school is over, when I'm in independent study mode as well, because I can create my own schedule and I won't have to go to DC as much. You looking at me like you concerned?
I mean, I'm just you juggling.
I am. Aren't we all? Let us know in the comments what you're juggling. No. Any final closing whatevers?
No.
What are we reading for the month of April in the book club?
I was gonna do another poll.
Join the Discord.
Yeah, I know we had some stuff on the poll last month that didn't make the cut as our book for March, but we can.
They'll probably come back on the poll. You can vote on them if you're a
Sky
reader
Full of Elephants
or want to get into reading.
Yeah.
I will also say, and I'm putting this out there again, and I know you were like, girl, we need to just wait until after grad school, especially after this whole conversation. We're gonna
Nope.
No. I was gonna say check the Discord for when we stream again.
Okay, that's fine.
No, because I do think even if we just stream, like we've talked about streaming book club stuff, and we've talked about streaming like brain games.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good way to ease in instead of doing the whole shebang.
Okay. At least for March, I don't have it in me.
I would have to remake the schedule anyway.
Okay. Probably not April.
And that's
either,
been on my list.
Okay.
We can't do 2 days in April.
I
know.
Without digging too much into professional, I don't have it in me for like at least the next 30 days.
Just to even do it?
Yeah, no. Like hard no. Come in May, by the time we get to May, I'm hoping to be in a better. Yeah.
Well, we'll follow up.
Okay.
But I do still want to make a tentative schedule because I think that is another thing we also need to help us with that.
Yeah.
If we want to get a camera, we got to monetize somewhere, and that's the fastest way to monetization.
No, I hear you. I'm trying to set realistic expectations.
I know. And I'm trying to watch your boundaries as well. All right. I think the cat is telling us the pod is over. She's been telling us for a minute, actually. No, she smelled these Carlisles. Shout out to Gourmet Popcorn and Carlisles. I know.
Yeah.
No, but for real, though. Actually, it was fire. Yeah, we had a good time at BlurCon. We didn't talk about it much or do, like, last year we did a vlog and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was fun this year as well. I would go again in the future, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. I do want to, like, get into more cons now, too. Because I kind of want to, like, actually be creative with cosplays.
Yeah.
Instead of just Amazon and shit. I was inspired. Shout out to the black girls who cosplay.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they inspired me as well. Okay, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all listening in. Bgbm.
Out.
We ain't done that in a little minute.
Yeah.